Hi, this is Dee, and this is Critical Break. Oh, I've got so much to talk about. So much that I'm like bursting. Not even joking. It is July the, 12th, right? 2013. It is just a little after 2:06 p.m. here. Wow. I got to get back into the swing of this. I've got so many things to share, and I'm going to get my chat room pulled up so I can converse with everybody. And oh, I got so much to tell you guys. A lot of crazy stuff going on. Okay, I'm going to find my chat room. Give me just a moment to find that. Oh, I hope, well, that you guys have been having an easy time of things. Things have not been easy here in any way, shape, or form. But they've been brilliant at the same time. There's a lot of synchronicity happening and so much stuff. Okay, so I'm going to pull up my channel so I can get the chat pulled out. And I'll have to mute that. So give me just a minute. Okay, got that. Okay, going to pop it out so I can see what you guys say. Yay. Okay, I think I've got this under control. We can hope. I got to get back into the swing of this because I haven't been doing it much lately. Okay, so, oh, it's like every time I turn on the camera, I'm like, okay, where do I even begin? It's great to see you, Plasma. We've been in the same circles for a very long time. On my other channel, my first YouTube channel is I See Lies. And that's ICLIES. And the icon is a reptilian type snake being with an orb in its hand, or floating just above its hand. You'll probably remember that channel. So yeah, we've been kind of in each other's sphere for a very long time. Years, many. But anyway, so Critical Break is my newer channel. It's where I decided I was going to do all the connecting with those like us. So I hope that explains things for you a little bit, because you're probably like, where'd this person come from? It's like, no, I've been around a long time, a very long time. The research, I've been doing that for many years now. So, and part of that took me into the YouTube genre, because academia does not teach you everything that that you need to know. Hi, Sir Tony. It's good to see you. Really good to see you. By the way, that scar you had pop up, somebody else brought up. There was a post under another chat. I don't know. I can't remember. Was it under? It might have been under one of my videos where they asked if I had any scoop marks or unexplained scars that you wake up with. And I'm like, I personally don't recall any, but you just released a video, Sir Tony, about that very thing. So I told them to check out your channel. So I hope you don't mind. But anyway, I've got, there's going to be a flurry of videos, live streams mostly. And I'll explain why I'm doing that live stream. First of all, getting a chance to connect with you all. The energy is off the chain. And it makes me, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm sure you guys know the feeling when we connect with others like us. We feel the energy off of each other, even through these computers, boxes. We can feel it. We can sense each other. We know, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So that's part of the reason for the live streams. The other reason is the uploads for me are a nightmare. My upload speed is 1.5 megabytes. I know, dinosaur stuff compared to what some of you guys have. Oh, sir. Oh, yes, yes. I'm glad you're okay with me sending people to your channel. Oh, Esso. Oh my gosh. I adore this. She's my princess. I call her princess. It's great to see you. Yes, the uploads take eons. I had a 1 hour video. It took over 12 hours to upload. Not joking. And I don't want to tie up the computers that much because I've got a lot going on. I still do my research. I'm not done, not even close, because I need to make sure that I get as much information I can pass along to you all. My biggest thing is all of us are these pieces to this puzzle. It's a grand puzzle, huge. And all of us that are awakening are major pieces in that puzzle. And I'm going to be doing a video because I've had some crazy, crazy amounts of synchronicity. And just like with Plasma, John Doe, I've known them for a very long time, but we were in each other's sphere and floating around the same channels, kind of doing, looking at the same stuff. And I lost contact with a great deal of many of these people years ago. And for different reasons, we all had our paths we were going on, I think. But now things are coming full circle. And I've had a ton of synchronicity, tons of people that I used to contact you years ago in the early days of YouTube, are coming back into my sphere. And some of them, such as, I'll name one for instance, or two of them for instance. Kelli In The Raw. I just put up a video pointing you all at a video that she did, did remote viewing me. And I had visited her channel. And this is interesting because Sir Tony had visited her channel some time ago too. I visited her channel originally because her channel originally was about beauty tips and tricks and stuff like that. And I was cutting my hair at home and I hadn't done it in years. And I wanted to kind of revisit that idea. So I had visited her channel a few years ago. I don't know. It's been a while. And I get back to her channel. Suddenly her channel comes back into my sphere. And she's talking about what I'm talking about. And what we're saying and what we're getting is spot on the same. So, and another channel, this one I feel really bad about. I'm not big on, what do you call it? Channeling. Allowing another entity to come in and use my vessel. I'm greedy. It's my vessel. There's only so much room in here. And I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions on that. I think some people that channel, I mean, if you know what you're doing, you can prevent the negatives from using your vessel. I totally pushed this guy to the side and didn't pay a lot of attention to his channel in the early, when I first came across him, which was a long time ago. And that's Ivan Teller. What's interesting is the things that the telepathy he's getting is just like what I get. And the information he's getting is just like what I'm getting. Now, My Sky's 5D, it's great to see you too, by the way. I'm seeing people popping into the chat room. So anyway, there's so much I've got to share. Okay. So some of the downloads I'm getting right now, or they're not downloads, because downloads are like a packet of information where you get a full complete picture, full sensory, and it's instantaneous. Telepathy is what I'm getting. And it's my communication telepathy wise is pretty much constant. And the communication I'm getting constantly is the time is now. The other thing is, oh gosh, something else hit my mind because I forgot to mention lisamharrison. Now the synchronicity, like I said, these channels, there's this weird synchronicity where things are coming full circle and some of these people are coming back into my orbit, so to speak. And lisamharrison is another one. This channel, Critical Break, was originally designed around a radio show that I did with a partner. And she was doing basically the same sort of radio show type thing that I was doing, which was exposing what's going on with the government, the history behind it, things like that. It's interesting because her and I, our paths are very similar. As far as we both did that genre, we both did that type of show. And we thought we were awake. That's funny because, yeah, it's a process. We weren't fully awake then. We thought we were, but we weren't. We're all in various stages of our awakening process. And some of the things that we say in our videos may shock you, may make you go, oh my gosh, this person is off their rocker. Believe me, when I first watched Ivan Teller and some of the others, I thought they were off their rockers. But come to find out, I was very wrong about that. So anyway, back to the synchronicities going on. We're all getting this thing that's happened with us. Many of you may experience some of the same things. Some of you may not have experienced them yet, but may be coming up in your future. Because even if you're experiencing a tiny bit of the awakening process, if anything rings true with you at all, it may be you watch these videos and you go, wow, that's just crazy. And you walk away for a while and mull it over. But remember, make sure you come back because you're going to have epiphanies and you're going to need the information. It'll help speed your process. Anyway, it's so good to see all of you guys. I'm so excited. There's so much going on. And I am really excited because the information that's coming in is yay. Like I did the video. We won because we did. There was a time back in May, a morning I woke up and it was like palpable. Something had changed. It was big. And we won. Now, what does that mean? That means basically the war in heaven sort of thing is real. It is a thing. It's been going on for eons and eons and eons. The thing is, there's a bunch of us that volunteered to come down here and help fix it, their game plan. Knock out the top and have a trickle-down effect. Then us down here, helping awake the rest, will have a trickle-up effect, kind of meet in the middle sort of thing. So that is what is happening right now. God, there's so much happening. I can't even go. Oh, it's going to take a lot of videos to cover everything. So what I thought I would do is like do this update, kind of explain a few things, and then go in to do some more live streams that are separate from this one, going making strategic points, basically. Like I want to do a video about some drawings I've done. And that will include some pictures that will be of things I found. Kind of like when I did the video with you all with the astral stuff that's going on, coming into 3D. Much like that, where I go in to explain it, and because I search all over the internet looking for pictures to help me describe to you, you know, besides my rudimentary drawings, what I'm seeing and what's occurring. I'm glad it's interesting because you, sir, are awakening. You're just not all the way there yet. But I have a feeling you're going to come a long way very quickly. One of the telepathy things I'm getting is the time is now, right now. At first, I was being told, let them wake up on their own, progressively, they'll figure it out. But the thing is, yeah, you're getting a sky full of dragons, yeah. The thing is, it's like, now I'm being told, the time is now. Get them awake, whether you have to piss them off doing so or not. Is the best way to put it. I'm going to be pushing your buttons, so to speak. Dragging you, kicking and screaming, if that's what it takes. Like I said, if you need to walk away for a while and process it all, that's a thing. But make sure you come back. You don't give up. In other words, don't, for gosh sakes, do not do that. So anyway, I know there's a lot going on. Okay. So yeah, one video I'm going to dedicate to the beings that I have had contact with, so that you all have a very clear picture of what it is that I have had contact with so far. They're not the only ones that exist. I guarantee that. It's just the ones that I have personally had contact with. And these include ET and interdimensional. And those are two different things. The contacts are similar in some ways, but you get a feeling of where they're from, whether they're an astral or if they're inside our holodeck, basically, is a good way to put it, because that's what I call it, the holodeck. Everybody calls it a matrix, same thing. It's the holodeck. So I got to cover so many things, and I'm just like, I feel rushed. I've got some stuff I promised to do tonight. Something I always do every Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes even on Wednesday. But so there's that. You guys, have you had major amounts of synchronicity happening like crazy? Have any of you had that going on? Tony was talking about, he saw Kelli In The Raw about 3 years ago. Yeah. Yep. And Kelli, if you're out there, hi, honey. And when I told you we are the same, I'm not joking. The synchronicity stuff happens to you a lot. Yeah. It's been monumental for me lately. I mean, just monumental. I know it's happening so much that it's hard to process. It's a good way to put it. I will tell you about some dreams I've had starting this past Sunday onward. Some new ones. And one of them involves the demon that came in from the astral into the 3D with me back a couple of weeks ago. Oh, good. Yeah. Because I'm like, it's like I got a total complete telepathic thing going on. It's constant chatter. Sometimes I just shut it off for a while just so I can, you know, clear my head. But yeah, it's constant. Was it a nice demon? No, so it was not. Not at all. And you get, when you come up against something like that, what I describe to people is when you come up against something that's truly negative, and I've described, you know, first of all, they can't look me in the eyes. Now I'm talking about in the ones that are on the 3D holodeck. They can't look you in the eyes. And I get this feeling, what's a good way to describe it? You know that feeling you get like right before an accident happens, or when you go down a roller coaster, that sinking feeling you get in the pit of your being. That's when you're looking at true evil. I'm not joking. And I'm talking about true evil, not just something that's a little bit ornery or anything like that. I'm talking about something that is really nasty. That's the feeling you get. And the ones that are here on the holodeck, they can't look you in the eye. I've had them, and it's really funny because when you get that, I'm going to try to describe this. And those of you that have experienced this will go, huh, I've seen that before. I've had that happen before. When you get eye contact with them, it's like this instant telepathy thing goes on between you and them, between the eyes. And then their realization of what they're looking at. And it's like they get an almost oh shit look. And then they grimace and they turn away and they can't look at you in the eye again. That's what happens. And some of those people might merely be people that have an attachment that's doing that. Or some of them might actually be truly bad news on every level. No way around it kind of thing. So, yeah. The thing that followed me back in SO, I don't know if you've studied mythology and all the different names. You know what's interesting is a lot of these really, really nasty negatives, they have 100 names, some of them more. They're all the same being. I did a little bit of research, and there was some synchronicity with that too, because there was somebody that put up a video about some Greek history, and it just happened to be talking about a deity or negative that is named Cernunnos, and that name has 100 other names, and it all equals not good. That's what I was dealing with. It was a horned being. It was riding a dog mount, a dog being type mount, and it was something that mount was part of the being, is a good way to, that's what I sensed. I sensed the mount was actually part of that being. So when I wounded that mount, I actually wounded him. So it was something he basically kind of conjured up, is a good way to put it. So anyway, also known as Herne the Hunter, and a whole lot of other names. Baphomet might come to mind. Also, yeah, there's 1,000 names for these same ones. And that is done to confuse people so that it keeps you off kilter, because when you're doing the research, you're like, okay, here's this deity god and its name, and here's this deity god and its name, but they both have the same story. You know? So they're all the same thing. It's just meant to confuse people and keep them off the track, basically, is a good way to put it. Yeah. That is one thing I was wanting to speak to, because people, TIs, targeted individuals, what's going on here is what they do is they will purposely cause trauma to you. That trauma can be gang stalking. That trauma can be electronic manipulation, including RF, EMF, and all that. It can be constant upheaval in your life, because I've talked about handlers and controllers that tend to be surrounding us many times in our own families. People don't seem to understand, if you're in a constant state of turmoil and fear, it keeps you from self-reflection, self-examination, finding your inner spark, your inner child, the true you. Because when you find that, you awaken. When you really connect with that, because that is the key for you to truly awaken. And you have to be able to shut off what I call the din, the noise, the outside interference. And that's what they're doing. That's what the TI stuff is. It's outside interference, keeping you from doing what you need to be doing, what you should be doing. So, anyway, so a lot of you, some of you here will know what I'm talking about. Others will just be, this will be new information to them. So, I'm trying to make everything as simple as possible for those that are newly awakening. But there will be tons of upheaval in your life, that, like, not being able, like, all of us, this is one thing in my research that I've discovered, is this MTHFR genetics. All of us, if you're interested in the paranormal, if you have a huge curiosity about that, if you realize, man, something's just not right with this planet, something's wrong. If you noticed things that are off, that just don't make sense. If you notice those things, you likely have those genetics. And, you know, I was in previous videos, because others feel this way. They think that everybody that's on this planet in this holodeck right now is like us, that they can all awaken and all this stuff. But every time I started to say that, I kept getting telepathy going, that's not right, that's not correct. And there is a difference between us and some of the other humans on this planet. I'm not sure exactly what that is, but I think that genetics has a lot to do with it. It's like a huge part of it. Because why else would they target that genetic code? Good question, right? Because they target it, such as the folic acid that they're releasing into the food system. That's pure poison to people with that genetic code. Literally, pure poison. You're slowly being poisoned. And if you're sick and you're ill, you're not going to be concerning yourself with the inner search for your inner child. It's another form of the TI stuff. It's part of the same game. So what I keep getting telepathy is we're not the same as everybody on the planet. So yeah, it's interesting because Plasma Plaza did this back when I was doing the radio show Critical Break. That some of the things you're posting, like the protocols of the learned elders of Zion, yeah, I did that research, so I know it well. I know what you're talking about extremely well. I have done my homework. I have gone over my interest in the paranormal has been huge because of the things I see that other people don't see. The orbs, for instance. The other thing I had was an interest in religions because when I was a little kid, I'm reading the Bible. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Okay, are God schizophrenic? He loves us unconditionally, and then he tells us to kill our firstborn, and then he tells us to. Things just didn't make sense. Am I right? So I started into theology. I became a student of every religion on the planet. Okay. And it's not just the Christian religion or the Bible that's got a problem. They all have a problem. Even the New Age movement, huge problem. Huge, 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 huge problem. Because let me explain something. All the religions start out with good intent. All of them. But the problem is they all get infiltrated and stuff gets inverted. Okay. So I'm not against religion. Don't even take it that way. What I'm talking about is these religions are infiltrated, all of them, every one of them. And like the New Age movement, for instance, it started out with good intent. We're all one. We all connect to each other. That is true. The problem starts happening when you start getting the infiltration and things such as you should all seek to become one. We're all going to unite as one. A bunch of people are going to be taken off the planet on ships and then the ones here are going to go down on 3D and all this stuff. And the thing that they make it sound like, and they keep talking about the event. I can tell you what the event is, and it's nothing to do with what they're talking about. Not that I know I'm 100% right. It's just the information I'm getting from my people, and it's never been wrong. The thing they talk about the planet getting wiped out, and that's exactly what we're here to prevent. This that ain't happening. Not on my watch. They also say everybody needs to merge into one again and all this stuff. BS, for God's sake. Think about it. Use your brains. Just think about it for 2 seconds. Merging all into one. Does that not sound like the Borg to you? Do you really want to lose who you are? And they also preach, get rid of your ego. Lose your ego. No, do not do that, because that will take down every defense you have. Ego is important. It's what makes us fight. Do you want to become so love and light that you lose your ability to fight? That's what they want. So like I said, they've all been infiltrated. So basically, when I was doing my theology studies and studying all these religions, when I got towards the end of it, I got angry, furious. And it's kind of like you're sitting in front of a chess game. And that chess game, you see how stacked it is. And it's just like you want to take your arm and just wipe the slate clean, wipe all the pieces off the board. That's what I had to do. Another reason I needed to do that and lose religion in this is because when I'm dealing with the people that are going to come here to us and need to talk to us, they are going to be from different backgrounds. We've all been programmed the shit out of us. Heavy programming. And I cannot have it in there because the work that these people need to do is searching for that inner, what's really them. And it has zero to do with religion. Absolutely zero. And if you're getting mad at me right now, good. You need to be mad. You need to be mad enough to think, could she be right? Could she possibly be right? You need to get back in contact with that inner child. We go through trauma after trauma after trauma, disconnecting us from that. And it will be the key to you waking up. So if you think you're fully awake, I'm not fully awake, and I've got what I've got going on. And I'm not going to claim I'm fully awake because it's an ongoing thing. It's constant. But I'm getting the telepathic messages. We need to get this show on the road because they're doing their job up on their end, and we need to do ours down here. Because we came here on a mission to fix this shithole. And if you ever asked yourself even once, am I in hell? You would be right. And if you asked yourself that question, you're one of us. You're using your own thinker. You're not listening to everybody else. Use your thinkers. Anyway, I've had a huge drive. They're telling me, get on with the program, find them. Because before it was sit back and kind of wait for them to come to you. Now I'm getting the message, we need to get the show on the road and start seeking each other. And like I said, part of my mission is gathering the troops is the best way to put it. So that we all interconnect, because when we're together, you notice the energy, you feel it. It's palpable. I mean, there's no denying it. So when we're together, it helps amplifies each and every one of us. And it's like I've explained in other videos. If there's one of us, there's like 100% energy. Then you add two of us and there's 300% energy, not 200, 300, because it like amplifies. And when there's 10 of us, I mean, just think. So the other thing I really want to stress is that inner, when you connect with that inner, because you gotta shut down the din, block the outside stuff that's happening to get in contact with that. And once you learn how to do it, it'll become second nature to you. And the more you do that, the faster you'll awaken, and it'll make the process, you know, it's kind of like, do you pull the Band-Aid off really slowly? Because that's what we've been doing, pulling the Band-Aid off slowly. Tidbits of information here and there. But now it's time to rip it off, get it over with, get it done. Is a good way to put it. Anyway, I got so much. I didn't plan on going into that lecture, but I'm getting told kind of what to say so part of the time, so just bear with me. I got the message. It was funny. I was just getting ready to go live, and I was looking at the camera. I'm like, do I look all right? And I got the message. It doesn't matter what you look like. I'm like, okay, whatever. So, okay, what else? I'm trying to decide. I've been sitting here for days, actually, trying to decide how to work all these videos, but I think I'm going to do some strategic ones where I just talk about this. One thing I will go into in this video, because the title Game On is part of what I just got done talking to you guys about. No more kit gloves. It's time to rip off the Band-Aid, start getting in touch with your, and not finish, because like I said, it feels like an ongoing thing, but get this process amplified, moving. I had this past Sunday, I woke up with another astral into the 3D situation. In, well, the being that I was basically, I knew it was coming back because I sensed it. And there was a couple of times throughout the week that I felt like something was off, but nothing occurred. And then I don't know what it is. I called my friend Spirit, told her about it. I said, what is this deal with all these things happening to me on Sunday? She said, oh, it's probably all the churches gone. I don't know. She was joking, of course. But it was worth a good laugh. But Sunday, I came out of the astral into this holodeck. I'm trying to think of it. Basically, the last thing I remember right as I was waking up is I had just come crashing to the ground, landing on my back on the right side, hard, like harder than getting tackled by a lineman, hard, like falling out of the sky, hard. And people running towards me or coming towards me saying my name. And the sense was they were like, Deneen, Deneen. They were freaking out because they thought I was done for, was the sense, kind of like, it's hard to describe, but I landed on my side. And as I woke up, and this came into the 3D, okay, into the holodeck, I woke up and the air had been knocked out of me. Now, somebody that might have doubts about this stuff astrally coming into the holodeck, how in the hell do you get the air knocked out of you and have ribs displaced simply laying in your bed? Good question, right? So I wake up, I can't breathe, the air's been knocked out of me, and I'm in agony, and I'm not joking, agony. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell just happened? And then I started getting glimpses of what occurred. And what occurred is I had a confrontation with that being yet again. And the confrontation, the gist of what I'm getting visually is there was a battle and it got really ugly. And I remember, I wish I had something I could like pull up to describe it. But I remember that sword I keep talking about. It's made of energy. I remember basically swinging it like a ball bat, just coming around and just wham. And I remember an extreme release of energy, and that's what knocked my hiney to the ground. So it's gone. Was it an easy thing? No. I suffered the repercussions in the holodeck for a few days. I talked to Spirit about it, told her, and I was sitting on the phone. I was in agony. I actually, you know what? How I feel about pharmaceuticals. I'm not big about it at all. I actually took a pain pill because I was in utter agony. I couldn't breathe. My back was killing me, the right side, the side I landed on. And so I took a pain pill. I took like three or four, I say 3 or 4 pills. It wasn't, it was half pills because I cut them in half that day. And right after I got done talking to her, I kind of sat forward and kind of stretched really hard. And there was a bone cracking snap. And it was my ribs going back into place. There was 1 or 2 of them out on that side. It hurt. It really hurt. But yeah, so I had another dealing with that same exact, and I knew it was coming back. I knew it. I just didn't know when. But yeah. So the things that are happening in astral are affecting me in the 3D and sometimes for days afterwards. It's kind of like you guys waking up with scars you didn't have before or wounds you didn't have before. I've talked about when I've gotten thrown into my bed before where they messed up my lower back. Oh, that was a doozy. It took me, I'm still not fully recovered from that. It took me, well, it's been over a year. So it took a long time to recover from. And like I said, it's not fully recovered, but yeah, compared to what it was after, oh man, can't even describe it. But anyway, so those things are happening. So that's an update to that. So there was another altercation with that particular one, and I believe it's history because, and it almost took me out doing it. Crashed into the ground like that. Yeah, that's not fun. So, oh, let's see, what else? I had another, trying to remember, make sure, I want to do these in order, but if I don't, oh well. The other one I had was, let's see, he told me about that on Tuesday. That means Monday, let's see, no, Tuesday afternoon. My one of my family members was here and wanted me to go to Springfield. That was on Tuesday. And I was like, no, because I wasn't quite up for going. I didn't feel super, I didn't have a bunch of energy, let's put it that way. And I said, no, let's, go tomorrow. And so was it that day that no, right after he left, I went and took a nap. And in that nap, I had more synchronicity stuff. I had a dream premonition thing about a cave. Now, the family member that I was going to go to Springfield with came to me the next day, and he said, "Did you hear about the people in the cave? Uh, the sports team or something? They were all in a cave." And I'm like, "Cave? Really? Cave?" And I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news, so I was unaware that there was an event going on with a cave. What's interesting is the synchronicity with that, because I didn't feel like it was lost people in a cave. I feel like we went into a cave, a team of us, with some very negative, nasty stuff following us. And we went into the cave not to hide. We wanted the nasties to think that's what we were doing. But we were indeed setting a trap for them. And that's what that particular thing was about. But it's interesting, the synchronicity with the things going on with the cave and him just happening to mention a cave right after me having that. So anyway, I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I wanted to include in this particular video. I just wanted to make sure that you all knew, because there's going to be a lot of new people in various stages of being awake coming here. So I think them just being around us will help that process happen a lot faster. And like I said, some of them will get mad and walk away. That's okay. They'll be back. I'm sure of that. And if they're not, we've lost them. And that would be super sad. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But it's basically the push is on. We got to get it done kind of thing. Yeah. So you guys don't watch TV either, or most of you. Some people that are like us do keep up with what's going on TV, because it gives us some glimpses, hints into the negative side's game plan, so to speak. So I'm not totally against it or anything like that. I just, when they call it programming, it's programming. So I always, I just worry about all of us, and our process of remembering who and what we are. But trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to bring up in this particular video. Anything else? Seems like there was one other dream I wanted to tell you guys about. I had the one. It wasn't a dream. I mean, you're asleep, but stuff's going on the astral that ends up coming into 3D. Seems like there's another one, and like I missed it or something. Oh, one thing. Did I already tell you guys this? I may have already told you. I was talking about the times when I actually spend with what I call my people. And the ones I could remember, and I was trying to do it in order of, going backwards or whatever. And I missed one. And it's one I had talked about in one of my other videos. But it was one where I was with Adonai and Gabriel, and they were looking over my body because, you hear about people that are ET contactees and things like that. You hear about them saying, yeah, they had me on a table and they were examining me and all this other stuff. That's the only experience I've had even remotely like that. And they were looking over the damage that has been done to my body. And they were shaking their heads in disbelief. And one of them said, and it was specifically, we didn't think it was going to get this bad. So worst case scenario played out is basically what occurred, but we're overcoming it. So that's the good news. So anyway, I forgot to mention it in that particular video when I was talking about those experiences with my people. And that was one of them looking over my body and seeing what my range of motion was and things like that. And they're like, wow, you could tell they were felt for me because boots on the ground, so to speak. So yeah, their job isn't easy either, trust me. Not at all. But anyway, let me see. I'm going to look over this. I took some notes earlier, and my visual stuff that I have going on, crazy amount of visual stuff happening. I was going to talk about that in a separate video. Oh, what we call angel numbers. That is happening it used to only happen for me like once a month, maybe. And what I'm talking about is not just looking at a clock and seeing it's 1:11 or 11:11. I'm talking about the numbers literally come out and smack you in the face. Like they almost like highlight. It's if you've had it happen, you'll know what I'm talking about. They literally like pop off what you're looking at. It's hard to describe, but that's a good way to describe it. The other thing I wanted to, like I said, they told me to gather the troops and for all of us to be in one place at where we're connecting with each other. That helps amplify our energy. And some of you won't know what your missions are. You'll figure it out. It'll definitely, your missions will tend to lean in what you're good at and what you enjoy. If you enjoy helping people heal, that'll be your mission, most likely, something involving that. So, the calling that I'm having, my mission partially is to gather you guys so that you can communicate with each other, validate each other's experiences, go, oh my gosh, I had that happen too, that sort of thing. Because you need that support. You need to know you're not the only one that this is happening to on the planet. Also, the other information, like from all the research I've been doing on the genetics, the reasons that's genetically why we're connected, and things of that nature. So any of you that are new or those that aren't new to this channel that know of somebody else that is starting to awaken and you can see key things happening with them that you've had happen with yourself, please get them here. Because that support system is huge. All of us being able to interact, and like I said, it amplifies that energy, and that's a key. It's like super important for us down here to help them up there, because like I said, it's kind of like they're working on the upper and we're meeting in the middle, sort of thing. So and yeah, we have to help ourselves. We volunteered to come here, so yeah, we got to finish our mission. And yeah, I signed up for the long haul. I don't plan on going anywhere. I'm not, once this is all really calmed down and over with and things are smooth sailing, I don't plan on going anywhere. I'm here for the long haul, just so you know. I'm not heading back home right away. I plan on staying out my life frame here in the holodeck, basically. You know, because some people think, oh my gosh, maybe I should just commit suicide and get out of all of it. Well, that doesn't work. You'll just get farmed. Well, the soul contracts are over with, and the reincarnation BS is over with, but it doesn't mean you can't freely do it. Thing is, if you volunteered to come here, and you'll know that, you'll feel it, you know there was something important you were supposed to do, you'll remember it from, let's put it this way, you'll have memories from early back in your childhood of, there was something important I'm supposed to do here. There was something important. What was that? What am I forgetting? You know, you'll have that feeling. It kind of reminds me of, what's her name in Terminator? Sarah, was her name Sarah in the Terminator? It reminds me of that, where she tries to leave herself clues, because she keeps coming back and they keep getting started over. Sarah Connor, that's her name, Sarah Connor. You know how she tries to leave herself clues? The synchronicity stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, the synchronicity, those are what they're telling me, and so far that's exactly what's going on. Pay attention to synchronicity, because it's like little breadcrumbs. They're leaving you clues. Okay? So pay attention to the synchronicity. When you have something like that come up, pay attention. Yeah, Sarah Connor. Exactly. But so yeah, game on. Make sure you share this with anybody that you even suspect is like us. If they're a TI, ET, super soldier, anything like that. And they're even an inkling of starting to awaken. Try to get them over here. If you have a YouTube channel and you're watching this, if you can, let them know that we're here and what this channel is doing, trying to help them evolve, get past the trauma. Because let's face it, like I said in other videos, some of us were seriously traumatized and some of them are extremely broken. But if we can get that den shut off from all the trauma that's happened, if we can get them to shut off the den and do that inner search, they'll awaken so fast. And that'll just be one more piece to the puzzle. So if you can, get them over here. Okay. So can't think of anything else. Except for it's really good to see everybody. Super good. I'll do a video about the different beings I've had contact with. Because one thing I want to impress upon you guys, if you do see other beings, and it's something I told Sir Tony, because he said, every time I shut my eyes, I see these things and they freak me out. Not everything that looks weird to you is negative. It's not necessarily negative. I got some training from my guys about that, because I said, I want to see the real you. I told them I wanted to see what they really look like. And not my guys particularly, but some others. I told them I wanted to see what they really look like. And is it the Hindu that have the oh, what is he called? One of the, I think it's Hindu. One of their deity gods is like an elephant guy. That's what I saw, was something similar to that. And it wasn't a negative being. So keep that in mind when Ganesha, exactly. That's the one. Yes, yes, the being was benevolent. It was not it was not a nasty. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. I didn't sense anything negative coming from that particular being. So yes, I had a visit from that one in my bathroom of all places, and he was laying on my bathroom floor. So yeah, he'll be one of the beings I talk about in the video. I did not draw a picture of him because he's so intricate. There's so much detail. It would take me eons to get him drawn. So I have pictures that I was going to share on that video. Let's see, I'm looking and see if there's any other questions or anything like that. Oh, another thing I was going to tell you guys, something that I do sometimes is listen to binaural beats and things of that nature, in different frequencies, megahertz wise. Make sure you're very careful about what you listen to, because there's some things that will have a negative effect, just like there's positive effect in some of them that help us. There's some being put out there intentionally to mess you up. So if you put on a frequency and you suddenly feel agitated, or you suddenly feel depressed, turn it off and don't use it again. You'll know what I'm talking about if it happens. So I wanted to warn you guys about that. The big messages, we won back in May. Back in May, there was, and as they told me, there was a decided victory. And now we're in the cleanup phase. So let's put it this way, and that's what I've told everybody: get your organic popcorn, because this is going to be one fascinating, interesting, nonstop life. Oh, I don't even know how to describe it all. There's so much to it. But the negative, ugly existence that's been happening, that's going bye-bye. And things are going to get really awesome. So, and that's something we're all getting the message. Like Kelli In The Raw, her name's Kelly Coffee. Lisamharrison. Ivan Keller, or Ivan Teller, sorry, and others. We're all getting the same message. It's going to get better, and really soon, and you're going to notice you're going to be able to see it, notice it. It's just going to take time because there's a lot of cleanup. Think about it. Eons and eons of a war going on, and you finally win. But think about all the nooks and crannies that have to be cleaned out. Think about that. Because all the things that were conjured up, yeah, it feels overwhelming right now, especially after some of the clashes I've had recently. Yeah, they were doozies. But the main thing is no fear. It's like, I'm not scared of them because I know exactly who and what I am. And I can tell you one thing, our power is far, far, far superior by a long shot. Not that last one didn't hurt a bit, because it did. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic Thursday. The weekend's coming up. Yay, yay, yay. And just keep at it. That's the important thing. All this matters, and each and every one of you matter more than you could possibly know. So anyway, remember, get as many over here as you can, because we can. And if you haven't been and want to be part of that chat room we have, send me an email to criticalbreak@outlook.com and I'll get you added. And you don't have to worry about negative nasties getting in, because we'll sense them. We'll know what they are immediately. It's pretty simple. So you don't have to worry about anything like that. Aw, good to see you, Miss Kim. Thanks for coming. I hope maybe you'll get a chance to catch the next live stream. I'm doing a flurry of them over the next few days, so so I'm sure you'll get to catch one. But if you go back and watch this and have any questions, just save those or put them underneath in the comment section, and I'll try to answer them. Yeah, I did break 100 subscribers. And that's without that was, I wasn't actively seeking, because they told me to let them come around on their own, but now they're pushing me to actually go seek them. So that may increase. I don't know. What's important to me the most is that we all get connected, because that's kind of part of my mission, on top of my other side job of getting knocked out of the sky and getting a couple of ribs misplaced. Yeah, I am a jack of all trades. I'm great at organizing and connecting dots, and evidently wielding an energy sword. Interesting, right? Well, have a super, super, super good weekend. Like I said, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Email me if you want in on the chat room to get connected with the others. Don't be shy, or you can be shy. Hang around in the background. You don't have to chat. You can just watch the conversation happening. That's fine too. Okay? So, dip your toe in, see if it's cold or warm. You'll be okay, I promise. And you'll see all of us talking, and you'll naturally want to jump in eventually when you start feeling more comfortable. So anyway, love to you all. You are infinite. You are infinite. That symbol means a great deal to me. Infinity. You're infinite. Know that in your heart. Look for that inner child. Quiet that din. Okay? Anyway, love to you guys. From here out of the holodeck to the real outer universe and back. Okay. Talk to you guys later. And like I said, there's going to be a flurry of streams. So see you soon. Bye.